Welcome to another week of the Commissioner's Corner. I'm joined today by fifth-year defenseman Kenzie Wylie of St. Cloud State University. How are you today, Kenzie?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm excited to chat. There's lots of good things to talk about. So we're going to quickly just go right into it. Last weekend at home, a sweep of Minnesota State University, a team who was, receiving votes in the rankings coming into the weekend. So talk to me a little bit about your team's performance. What was working well for the Huskies on the ice?
Yeah, so kind of that week leading to the weekend, really wanted to focus on kind of small areas on the ice, our net front presence, winning battles in the corners, our plays along the blue lines, because that's always a dangerous zone sometimes. So we really focused on that throughout the week, and I think we brought that into our game, and we really won those smaller areas on the ice that helped us to get those wins.
So 2 wins, you get back into the locker room. What was the energy like in the locker room after the sweep?
Oh, it's so exciting. We always have a win song that we play, so girls are up and they're dancing, and obviously the coaches are so excited for us too, and it's just such an environment to be in when you get a really exciting sweep.
Yeah, no kidding, right? It validates the hard work. The hard work, when it pays off and it feels good, like that's such an awesome feeling.
Yes.
4-0-1 at home this year, undefeated at home. So what is it, do you think, about the Herb Brooks Ice Center that is the home ice advantage for the Huskies?
Yeah, that's a great question. I was kind of wondering the same thing. I was like, wow, we really got it at home. But I think we're just so used to kind of that larger sheet of ice that when our competitors come, maybe it throws them a little off. But we definitely like that larger sheet, more time, more space to make plays. I also think kind of just girls have their own space, their own routines that they get to kind of follow through with at the rink. But obviously want that to translate to when we're away as well. So I think just little things, but yeah.
So let's go back a year. So a year ago, right now, we weren't even playing hockey yet. And I think at this point we knew we were going to, but we still weren't even on the ice. So having had a chance to go through that, and especially as a fifth year, what does it feel like now to be able to, be on the ice with your teammates and have fans in the stands? Walk us through the differences between maybe your mindset a year ago and your mindset today.
Yeah. And it's so crazy to think back a year and be like, wow, the position we were in a year ago where we weren't even playing, and we couldn't have fans. I know in the beginning of the year, we even our team had to split up in groups and work out at different times and skate at different times for a while. And it was just crazy. So going into this year, it's just so exciting. And I'm just so grateful to be able to play with these girls again and have that opportunity to stay another year and look up in the stands and finally see fans again. It just makes this year so much more special, especially thinking back to last year and just being like, wow, what a crazy experience.
Yeah, I think we'll all look back on last year, and maybe not so much right now, but in a few years, and as we all get older, we got through it. And obviously hockey and playing hockey was not what was important last year, but it certainly gave us an outlet and a chance to get away from some of the devastation that was the pandemic. Interestingly for you though, as a fifth year, so obviously COVID provided you an opportunity to come back. So was that an easy decision for you? Was it difficult? What was that like for you as you were trying to decide, if this was something that you wanted to keep doing?
Mm-hmm. I was back and forth a little bit in the beginning. Just, I know that was kind of a conversation we had at the start of last year of if maybe this was something I'd want to do. But I really didn't know what last year was going to look like. So I think kind of in my head, I was like, really depending on the experience I get, I think will help me make my decision. But as the year went on and things were crazy, and I realized just how much I really loved to be here and be a part of the program, I was like, this is definitely something I want to do. I want to stay and play, and just really soak in this last year, because hopefully my thoughts last year, hopefully this year will be normal.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll finally get, just one good last year in before I have to hang up my skates.
Yeah, I think I used to tell people, I still do tell people sometimes, once it's done for many in college athletics, it's done, you can always skate and you can do different things, but it's not the same as lacing it up next to your teammates and, really going out and going after it. So I find, while so much of COVID was so hard and disappointing and frustrating and whatever, I had Elizabeth Jaguar on a couple of weeks ago, and she was like, COVID gave me another chance. So there's a positive spin to it as well, which I've been really excited to see our fifth years taking such good advantage of that, right? Like I think you're all playing with a little bit of a different level of gratefulness, and that's really awesome. And I hope that kind of, extends on to your teammates. So we've had this, you have a week off this week, and then we sort of gear up for a pretty busy stretch into the holidays. And then really the second half grind, right? Like we get into the second half and we're just going to grind it out in league play, which is legitimately a grind. So what do you and your teammates, what's the focus here in this maybe next few weeks?
Yeah. So I know after this off weekend, we go and we play the U. So even though we have an off week, we really want to focus on working on all areas of the ice, our neutral zone, our defensive zone, offense. We want to take advantage of this week as we head into some games and like this long stretch, like you said. So yeah, really kind of honing in on those small areas of the ice and critiquing a few things that will help us get those wins as we move on in the future as well.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. I think it's everyone's a little bit always ready for that off week because there's a chance just to take a breather and let your body sort of heal up as well. But when you all come back to play, your stretch from here to the end is pretty aggressive. So I'll be excited to see what comes. Let's talk about Kenzie off the ice. So you're from Ham Lake, went to Blaine, obviously played with a few other players who play in the league, and you probably know obviously a lot of other players in the league. Walk me through hockey. When did you start playing? Did you always know you wanted to play? And how about maybe your path to St. Cloud?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I actually kind of grew up in a hockey family. My dad played hockey growing up. I have an older brother who played hockey as well. So I feel like it was something my parents kind of plopped me in skates when I was about 4 years old, and I fell in love and I stuck with it ever since. So I played hockey all my years growing up through Blaine and as well as on some summer programs. And then as obviously while I was in high school, that's when you kind of start thinking, do I want to go play on? Do I have these opportunities? And you start reaching out to coaches and kind of thinking about that and the recruitment process. And that was when I was kind of connecting with St. Cloud State a little bit, and I got to talk with the coaches and check out the campus. And I just realized that I really love the coaching staff. The players that I met just on my visit were so awesome. I really liked the feel of the campus. They had a great education program, which is what I wanted to go to school for. So it was really just kind of the whole package for me.
So do you feel like you knew right away?
Yeah, I think I did know pretty quickly. There was maybe I took a little bit of time to kind of think about my decision of where I wanted to go. But once I really got a feel for the campus and I stepped on and really got to meet everyone, I was like, this is for me.
Awesome. So you just said education major. So is it like what level of education maybe, and what do you think your plans are once you do have to hang up the skates?
Yeah, so I went to school for K through 6 education. So I'm with elementary. I like the younger kiddos. Maybe second or third grade. I think kindergarten might be a little too young, and fifth grade might be a little too old, but you never know where you end up. And it's always fun to work with all those age groups. But yeah, so I actually graduated with that last year. Okay. I walked the stage just to get that experience with some of my friends. And so I have that K through 6 licensure. And then this year I actually am studying psychology. So I'm planning to get another undergrad degree in psychology. And kind of combine those two. But after I graduate, I'm hoping to kind of get a teaching job. I'm not sure where yet. People ask me where I want to go teach, and I'm just going to give it some time, see where I land, apply all over, and hopefully, land in a really good school.
Well, those kiddos are lucky to have you. I have a 5th grader and a 1st grader in my house. So I can understand maybe the hesitation of each grade level because they all bring a little bit something different. But I also know right now that our teachers are, I mean, as they are always, but certainly during what's happening with the pandemic, I can't praise our teachers enough for, what they're doing to make it work. So I'm so proud of you for, not shying away from that, because I do feel like there's been a hesitation from folks because things are just changing, right? But you can definitely make a difference. So that's really exciting, and we'll be anxious to see where you land. So you mentioned your dad played and your brother played. If you had advice to give to a female hockey player who's maybe, just getting started, she's the 4, 5, or 6-year-old who's loving the skates and, not sure what to do, What would you tell her about what hockey can do for her?
I think if there was, a little girl who was suiting up, I would just say that hockey is such a great chance for her to develop in so many areas of her life. It's a great chance to make friends, to develop character abilities, to develop physically, emotionally, mentally. It's just such an awesome opportunity. And as she gets older, obviously it'll take her a variety of places if she just pursues it and loves it. And if she loves it, she should go for it.
Yeah, she should go for it. I agree. So whoever's out there listening, Kenzie says you should go for it. All right, Kenz, we're to the fun part. I'm gonna fire some questions at you. This is my get to know Kenzie section. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay. I think I'm gonna like take my list and go backwards this time because I feel like I'm just like an open book right now. Okay, here we go. Snapchat or TikTok?
TikTok.
No hesitation. Dine in or delivery?
Dine in.
Sneakers or sandals?
Sandals.
Wow, that one was like really hard for you.
I was really going back and forth, but I was thinking about what I wear the most, and I usually wear my like rubber kind of Birkenstock sandals a lot. So those are kind of my
go-tos. Yep, got it. Cardio or weights?
Weights.
Phone call or text?
Text. I actually really dislike talking on the phone, but it's something I'm working on.
You said that like you were sad, like, oh, text.
That's something I should probably work on.
It's okay, you've got time. Netflix or YouTube?
Netflix.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Road trip or plane trip?
Road trip.
And where would you go?
Ooh, that's a great question. Maybe to like the Carolinas.
Okay, I can dig that. Dinner or dessert?
Dinner.
Oh, boo. Hot dogs or hamburgers?
Hamburger.
With cheese or no cheese?
Cheese.
Cheese, definitely cheese. Okay. Ocean or mountains?
Ocean. Huge ocean fan.
Huge ocean fan, hence the Carolinas probably. It's coming together now. Okay.
Yep.
Skydiving or bungee jumping?
Skydiving.
Okay, last one.
Okay.
What is one word that you would use to describe yourself as a hockey player?
Ooh, as a hockey player. I would probably say determined.
Love it. Determined. I agree. Kenzie and the determined Huskies get the weekend off, which is great, as does most of our league this weekend. We only have one team in action. Minnesota hosts RIT on Friday and Saturday at Ritter, which those games can be seen on BTN Plus as always. Kenzie, thanks for joining me.
Of course. Thank you.
We'll be excited to see you all come back to action in 2 weeks now, I guess 10 days or so, when the rest of the league hits the ice again. And that's it for another week of the Commissioner's Corner. Thanks for tuning in.